What's up? What's up, guys? Boogie back again in the building. What's up, people? How is your Sunday doing? I know right now I got like a one person in the chat. What's up? What's up? I don't know who's in the chat, so unless you put your name in the chat, then I can greet you. I can put some respect on your name. But welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Boogie back in the building. You guys saw the title. I got a few videos that we're gonna be going through here in a minute. I'm just gonna wait for a few people to come to the chat, to the video, and then we're gonna get started. Otherwise, what's up, guys? How is your Sunday doing? Sunday fun day. We're gonna talk about it. You guys can see the title. It's a real thing. If you don't make more than 300,000 these days, the ladies are saying you're broke. You know, and also if you can hear me, put a one in the chat so I can know you guys can hear me. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. We're gonna get started. As you can see, women are asking men to make more than $300,000. You guys see the title? We're gonna be going through the videos together. We're gonna be reviewing the videos together. I'm just setting them up. I have them ready. Just a few couple more people, and then we get started. So, if you're not making $300,000, you're broke. That's what the women are saying. And I have a friend, we're going to be asking about the numbers, about the number of men who make 300,000 or less or more in the US. So the $300,000 is mostly for the US. We're going to be just looking at the US population. All right. So uh, I'm already going to be asking. I'm going to be asking my friend. Some of you guys met my friend that I was asking last time about about a few dating questions. And my friend is ChatGPT. All right. But otherwise, if you're coming into the chat, just like the video, support your boy. You know, just like the video, guys. Just like the video, support your boy, and then we're gonna get started. Real quick, real quick. We're gonna get started. Okay. Let me get the video ready. Comment down below where you're watching from, which city you're watching from. Comment down below if you make more than $300,000. Maybe you can send me $5. But if you don't make more than $300,000, you and me both are gonna die single because the women are saying you gotta make more than 300,000. Last year and the years before that, they were just asking for $100,000, but now the ladies are saying if you don't make $300,000, you're broke, and they don't want you. You're too broke for them. You don't have enough money. You don't make enough money. We're gonna be looking at prenups. I have a video of a divorce lawyer who's going to be going through prenups. I have a video of a woman who says that, hey, listen, if a woman wants money from you, she's not the woman for you. We're going to be looking at that video. We're going to be looking at we're going to be looking at two Kevin Samuels videos. Those are just clips, really. And then we're going to be looking at a man explaining how women gaslight you. And in fact, I'm even going to be asking my friend here. Actually, I should ask my friend right now how women can gaslight men. Let me ask my friend right here. What's up, guys? Just like the video, we're about to get started. I'm just waiting a couple minutes for people to get into the chat, and then I'll start playing the video, okay? So as you come in, just click the like button for me. I really appreciate that. And then if you want to show more support, there's a super chat down in the chat. If you want to send me $1, $2, if you want to send me 300,000 so I can find a woman of my life, I don't mind. I'll take it too. But if you just want to send me a cash app, The details are in the chat. My cash app is in the details, is in the chat as well. But support your boy, like the video. That's enough. If you don't want to send me any money, that's fine. You can just like the video. But we're about to get started. Just 5 more minutes. I'm waiting for more people to come in the chat, and then we get started. As you can see below the video, the thing is, the statement is women are saying men making 300,000 are broke. Men making less than 300,000 are broke. Actually, men making 300,000. That means they want men who make more than 300,000 for them to give a chance. All right. And like I said, I have a friend I'm going to be asking about all this. Our friend is ChatGPT. Okay. All right. So let's get started. All right. If you just come into the chat, like the video, I really appreciate that. So let's get started with the first video. All right. You guys ready? First video is going to be this one. Hold on. All right. Ready? Let's go.
A man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But a man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals, at 24, with plenty of options and
plenty of options for what?
For dating.
And that means, man, where you in is like you say you got a lot of options, but not for the kind and caliber man you're talking about, not that kind of money. God damn. You may have a lot of options for dudes making, average money, but not for no man talking about 300,000, 400,000 a year. Absolutely not.
Sorry guys, my internet is messing up, but I'm going to replay the video. I'm going to restart the video. Just give me a minute. I'm going to replay the video. All right.
A man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals, at 24, with plenty of options and
plenty of options for what?
For dating.
And that means, man, the way you're talking is like you say you got a lot of options, but not for the kind and caliber man you're talking about, not that kind of money. God damn. You may have a lot of options for dudes and average money, but not for no man talking about $300,000-$400,000 a year. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not here in Atlanta.
Well, like I said, for my life goals, a man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's cool. That's good money. But that's not for me to say, I'm stopping what I'm doing and only your cares matter. What I want to do for my family, what my goals are.
This is a single woman. This is a dead woman walking. But the thing is, you don't have to do all that because your attitude, your masculine energy is going to make sure you got to take care of yourself because the man who has more money or what you're talking about won't even deal with you.
Did you guys catch that, or is it still breaking up? Comment down below. Let me know. Is it still breaking up, or did you guys catch the whole video? I want to make sure that I can replay it so you can watch the whole thing, because my internet is messing up right now. Did you guys catch that? Guys, comment down below. Did you guys catch that? I'm gonna play it again. Hopefully now it will work better. Okay.
A man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals at 24, with plenty of
Man,
options and
plenty of options for what?
for dating,
And that means, man, the way you're talking is like you say you got a lot of options, but not for the kind of caliber man you're talking about, not that kind of money. You may have a lot of options for dudes making, average money, but not for no man talking about $300,000, $400,000 a year. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not even that.
well, I said, a man who makes 100,000, that's cool. That's good money. But that's not enough money for me to say, I'm stopping what I'm doing and only your cares matter. What I want to do for my family, what my goals
This
are.
is a single woman. This is a dead woman walking. The thing is, you're going to have to do all that because your attitude, your masculine energy is going to make sure you got to take care of yourself because the man who has more money or won't even do with you.
All right. So you guys watched the clip. What do you guys think about that? So the single moms out here claim a man making $300,000 is not rich enough. Can you imagine? Like it went from making $100,000 just a year, just last year. Last year is what, 8 months ago? Just last year, all women were asking for men who make $100,000. But now they think just making $300,000 for a man is not enough. So I have my friend here. My friend is called ChatGPT. I'm gonna be asking him the numbers to give us the number. All right. I'm gonna ask him to give us the numbers. Where right here. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give us the numbers. All right, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give us the numbers because I want to find out. You know, let me enlarge this so you guys can see it. All right, so look, I asked ChatGPT. Hold on. I asked ChatGPT the percentage of men who make $100,000, $200,000, and $300,000 in the US, and to estimate the number of men who make those numbers. Then I asked ChatGPT to estimate the total number of women 25 years and above in the US who are unmarried. Because my guess is any woman who's 25 years and above who's unmarried is also probably going to want a man who makes $100,000 or more. Are they all going to get that type of guy? Probably not. Would they love to get that type of man? Probably yes. But if we ask ChatGPT to give us the numbers, married men, it's not just straight men, gay men, whatever, right? These are all men who make that kind of money in the US, right? And then, I did ask it to give me a summary. So we're going to go to the summary. You can see the number of men who make more than 200,000 is 5 to 6%. And then the number of men who make 300,000 is 1.5 to 2%, right? So let's go. Look, $100,000, 17%, which is 24 million men. This is no age, like anywhere from, I think they said 15. So this is all men in the US who make more than 100,000 or more, 24 million. Now, some of them could be married, some of them could be gay, some of them could be in jail, some of them could be whatever, could be 80 years old, whatever the case, 24 million. And then for the men who make more than 200,000, it's just 7 million men. All right, 5%. And then for the men who make more than 300,000, it's 2 to 3 million. Right? like I said, these could be married, unmarried, whatever. And then I did ask ChatGPT to give me the unmarried women age 25 plus in the US. And then it did the math, got the Pew data, and then out of the 122 million women age 25 plus in the US, about 54 million are unmarried age 25 plus. So 54 million women unmarried probably want to get from 24 million men, which really shows that every man who makes 100,000 or more could get two women if he wanted to. But remember, they are saying that men making 100,000, just 100,000 is not enough for them. It is broke. They want the men who are in this 1.5 to 2%, which is 300,000. And that's only 2 to 3 million. So if all unmarried women 25 plus who are 54 million unmarried women age 25 plus want just 2 to 3 million of the men in the US, the math ain't mathing. How are the 2 to 3 million men going to be able to marry, to provide for, to date, or to take care of the 54 million unmarried women? Now, obviously, this is an exaggeration. From the 54 million, you could find maybe only 30 million are willing to. I really want the guy who makes more than 300,000, but we're just doing rough estimates, right? So, which means if all these 54 million women want to choose from the 2 to 3 million men who make more than 300,000, that means the men making 300,000 are really going to be, you know, winning. They're going to be having all these women. So, which means women have to be okay with sharing men, if we're going to be honest. Are they okay with sharing men? Maybe not, but they have to be okay with it. At some point, they're going to have to be okay with it, right? What do you guys think? Which also means that us, the guys who don't make that kind of money, we may have to, I don't know, give up on dating. We're going to have to either give up on dating, uh, we're going to have to get some Bitcoin, we're going to have to play the lottery so that we can have all those millions of dollars for the women. Other than that, if women's standards keep going higher, that's a good reason for men to just check out of the dating game, which some guys are doing. Some guys are going to Colombia, some guys are going to Brazil, but a good number of men are giving up on dating because women's standards just seem to be going high. Like, even if a man wanted to really grind, but can you imagine? Let's say a man makes $50,000 right now, and he decides, you know what? Okay, women want men who make $100,000. I'm gonna grind it out. I'm gonna do the best I can do, and then the guy starts working and earning $100,000, and then he starts earning $100,000. He comes back to the dating market, and then the women are telling him $100,000 is not enough. Yet it took him maybe another 5 to 10 years just to make $100,000. So you're telling me I took 5 years to make the money that you said was enough. And then when I make the money that you said was enough, 100,000. And now when I come back to dating, because they usually tell guys, if you don't have money, if you can't afford women, don't date us, just go make your money, come back to dating when you can afford us. So you're telling me as soon as I come back to dating, I don't make enough, that you change the standards? So it's like, first of all, you want me to be 6 feet and I can't change my height. Actually, some guys are changing their height. Some guys are going to an extent of getting knee surgery to add some height to themselves. I think maybe some of you guys saw that guy. He went to get knee height surgery, is what they call it, or height BBL. And then I think they did something to his knees. I think they put some plates in there. He was like 5'6", and they made him 6 feet tall. Some crazy BS like that. But some guys are going extra miles like that just to meet women's standards. The only issue is it's not guaranteed. Okay, let's say you find the woman who likes you now that you're 6 feet. Maybe she likes you, have $100,000. That doesn't mean she's gonna stay with you. Doesn't mean she's gonna be loyal. Doesn't mean she has found her king and her prince charming and the love of her life, her soulmate. Because chances are she has met those guys already, but for some reason, they didn't stay with her. What makes you think she's gonna stay with you? All right. So I have another video. A woman talking about why men should not date women who ask them to spend money on them. So let's go. All right, hold on.
Please stop spending your money on these women, taking them on dates, buying them gifts, trying to impress them. They don't like you, okay? And it's a terrible financial mistake. Let me show you why. Let's start by saying that this concept should be very well understood by everyone, okay? I'm just going to show you mathematically why it's an awful decision. So we're just going to start off with literally a basic relationship plane, all right? So right here, this is the line that shows what a woman will expect from you, what she will try to make you do to win her over or spend time with her, have access to her in any regard, okay? And yes, it is downward sloping. This one means attraction level, how much the woman likes you. That could be sexually, romantically, anything that is driving her to want to have access to you, okay? So obviously, attraction level and expectation, they have an opposite relationship, right? Inverse relationship. So the more a woman is attracted to you, the less she will expect from you. So, okay, maybe you didn't buy her the perfect gift that she wanted, but she's just happy you thought about her at all, okay? Or maybe, you didn't spend $200 on that date like social media says you're supposed to. You only spent $50, but really she's just happy to be there, okay? So,
So she's saying do not go out with women who want you to spend so much money on them on dates. Is she right? I would say yes and no. Yes, if a woman expects a $400 dinner date, $500 dinner date, even $100 dinner date, actually, first date, if a woman is more concerned with the amount of money you have to spend on her on the first date, she probably doesn't like you at all. On the flip side, all women expect some kind of expect you to spend some kind of money on them. We have to agree on that. I don't care if she expects you to spend $5. I don't care if she expects you to spend $10. The truth is, all women, including your mama, expect you to spend some money on them. If you don't believe me, try to ask your mama try to say no when your mama asks you for money. She will be okay the first time, but she won't be okay the second time. She won't be okay the third time. Even our own moms don't like when their sons are broke. And to even make it worse, our own moms don't like their sons who don't send them nothing. Unless she has a husband, then maybe then she may, try to be okay with the fact that the son is not sending her money. So the truth is, all women expect you to spend some money on them. They like to call it providing, but if you're going to be realistic, it's all about the money at the end of the day. I'm telling you guys, the next time your mother asks you to send them money, to give them money, say no. The first time she'll be okay with it. But if she tries to ask you for money the second time, you'll see. If she has been calling you every week to check on you, you will see that the calls and the check-ins, I'm checking on my son how he's doing, you'll see the calls will go down, if you're going to be honest. So all women, including my mama, including your mama, They all want a man who's going to spend some money. So I think the woman in the video is right that if she's expecting you to spend so much money on the first date, then she doesn't like you at all. But my point is, even a woman who likes you is going to expect you to spend some money. I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if she just wants ice cream on the first date. I don't care if she just wants you to walk to take a walk in the park. Okay, the first date she may be okay with you guys just taking a walk in the park. You don't have to buy her anything, but I can guarantee you the second date, the third date, she's not wanna gonna do she won't like the fact that you keep taking her on walks. If you take her on a walk on the second date, she's gonna expect you to buy her some water because she's thirsty. I mean, I've been taking a walk with you for an hour or two. Buy me a drink, right? So maybe the first day she doesn't ask you to take on an expensive date, but you best believe the next couple of dates she's gonna expect you to do something. It is the truth. Now, I'm not telling you guys, obviously, if a woman is asking for an expensive first date, that's a red flag. I mean, they're gonna if you and you have to be okay with the fact that if you say no, she's just gonna call you broke. She's gonna call you sassy. She's gonna say you got no money. So you have to be okay with that, right? Because some guys are living delusional land. If we're gonna be honest, some guys want women to like them for them. A woman may like you because you're tall, because you're funny, you're handsome, but when you guys get into a relationship, you have to go from that phase. She's going to expect something. That is the truth. She's going to expect that if she calls the handsome, tall boyfriend that she got, that she really likes, and she calls him because she doesn't have enough money to do her hair, she's going to expect the tall, handsome boyfriend she doesn't want for money to send us some money for hair. I mean, some as men, we need to really get out of the delusion. That's why for me, I don't believe in the whole find a woman who likes you for you. Yes, she likes you for now until she has a money problem. And then once you say no, you will realize quickly that she doesn't like you for you. I'm telling you, put it on the test for all you guys who have women and you're gonna be like, "No, Boogie, you're such a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. My woman likes me for me. She never asked me for anything." One day, bro, one day she's gonna ask you for something. And if you really believe she likes you for you, if you have the type of woman who never asks you for nothing, and you really believe she likes you for you, one day she's gonna ask you for something. And when she does, right? When she does ask you for something, just tell her, "No, baby, I'm not gonna give you anything because I believe you like me for me." Right? I believe you like me for me. And then see if she really likes you for you. Her reaction will let you know that she doesn't like you for you. And even then, let's say you have a woman who never asks you for money, who never asks you for anything, right? She likes you for you, as you believe. And then her birthday comes up. If you really believe she likes you for you, just wish her a happy birthday. Don't buy her no gifts. Don't take her out for a birthday dinner, birthday party. Don't celebrate nothing with her. If you really believe she likes you for you, just wish her a happy birthday. All right, somebody's in the chat. Also, also says, I thought my internet was tripping. Nice find. The Godfather lives on. Yeah, man. Shout out to no, R.I.P. The Godfather, Kevin Samuels. Yeah, my internet is tripping, but I don't want to end the live. I'm just gonna do what I can do, man. It is what it is. All right. But long live the King, the Godfather. All right. So next up, my next, I'm gonna play the next video. Where's the next video? Actually, the next video is also Kevin Samuels video. Nice. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So the next video we're gonna be talking about. Let me see. Next video. Next video is about single moms saying they got more options than men. It's gonna be a Kevin Samuels clip. All right. Let me see. All right, let's do that. Let's add it. Guys, give me a second. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Okay.
Why should a man have to settle for a woman with 2 kids? Because you got a business?
They don't have, Kevin, they don't have to settle for me.
But you said you'd be settling for him.
You say that men are supposed to have money, right? That's what you say. So if they don't have money, that means their value is low, right?
High value men, that's a completely different component. That's less than 10% of men.
Mm-hmm.
And high value men get high value women, women who are in high demand.
Right.
That's not your category. Would you say that you're a woman that's in high demand or most wanted?
I could be. I mean, yeah, I could be.
You're 37 with 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the world do women who are average to above average, average to cute, who are a little overweight with 2 kids, where are these women in high demand?
Kevin, I'm working on myself.
You're working on yourself. That's fine, but that doesn't mean you're in high demand.
I can get there. Can I?
Ma'am, you're an average woman by any stretch of the imagination, and I think that's being fair. Average at best is more likely the term. Average at best would be pretty fair. But the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. I'm gonna be honest, you can't. You're 37 with 2 kids. If they're less than 10% of the men, why would he pick you over a woman with no children?
Yeah. Single moms out here believe they got more options than the average guy. And for some reason, whether a woman has kids, whether she's divorced, whether she doesn't have any kids, whether she's 25, whether she's 35, whether she's 45, they all believe they deserve a high value man. And I'm even going to say, I know Kevin Samuels was saying the high value man, but for me, I'm just going to say they all believe they deserve a rich man. It's not that they want, it's not that they need. They always say they deserve. Deserve means something that belongs to you. You know, like if someone took my shirt away, I would tell them I deserve my shirt because it's mine. Like it's like I have a right. Everyone deserves human rights. It's your God's given gift. You know, so when they use the word deserve, it just sounds like entitlement to me. It's just imagine men started walking around saying, I deserve a beautiful woman. I deserve a woman who makes me meals every single day. I deserve a woman who's feminine. I deserve a woman who's submissive. I deserve a woman who's not loud, who's not aggressive. I deserve, I deserve. Every time men say those things, women literally said, you got to pay for it. You got to be the type of guy who deserves that kind of treatment. So when men want something from women, women say, you got to work for it. You know, you got to work for it. You got to show me you deserve. But for women, they all deserve. Like a woman at 25, at 35, at 45, at 55, it doesn't matter what age she is. It doesn't matter whether she has kids or not. It doesn't matter what good or bad habits she has picked up at all those different ages. She believes she deserves this high status, high value, rich guy who worships the ground she walks on. And then when they get older, even the standards get crazier. When she was 25 and she was okay dealing with Boogie, who, you know, But now when she's 45, she believes boogie booing 5'7" is too short for her. Her standards are higher. She knows her worth. But this was a good clip. I'm gonna play it again. Let's go.
Why should a man have to settle for a woman?
They don't have, Kevin, they don't have to settle for me.
But you said you'd be. Why should a man have to settle for a woman with 2 kids? Because you got a business?
They don't have, Kevin, they don't have to settle for me.
But you said you'd be settling for him.
You say that men are supposed to have money, right? That's what you say. So if they don't have money, that means their value is low, right?
High value men, that's a completely different component. That's less than 10% of men. Mm-hmm. And high value men get high value women, women who are in high demand.
Right.
That's not your category. Would you say that you're a woman that's in high demand or most wanted?
I could be. I mean, yeah, I could be.
You're 37 with 2 children. Mm-hmm. Where in the world do women who are average to above average, average to cute, who are a little overweight with 2 kids, where are these women in high demand?
Kevin, I'm working on myself.
You're working on yourself. That's fine. But that doesn't mean you're in high demand.
I can get there. Can I?
Ma'am, you're an average woman by any stretch of the imagination. And I think that's being fair. Average at best is more likely the term. Average at best would be pretty fair. The issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. I'm gonna be honest, you can't. You're 37 with 2 kids. If they're less than 10% of the men, why would he pick you over a woman with no children?
And that's why they hated Kevin Samuels. That's why they hated the man, the Godfather. Because he was speaking reality into them. You can find that was the first time that woman ever heard of a man speaking like that, ever heard of the truth being told, right? Because I think she said she was, 35, right? You could find that her entire 35 years on earth, nobody had ever actually told her the truth that, hey, listen, your actions have consequences. The same way a man won't get the type of woman he has if his money is not good enough, if his fashion is not good enough, if he's not tall enough. The same way a man won't get the type of woman he wants if his confidence is not up there. Like men, we know. And if you don't know as a man, after a couple of failures, after a couple of trials and errors, you realize that, you know what? Okay, I don't have the money that it takes to get the type of woman I want. As a man, after a few trials, you realize that, you know what? I need to dress better. Maybe I need to hit the gym. So I think that's the only advantage men have over women, because life slaps us in the face and we have to wake up. Now, some men wake up, some men don't, but I believe majority of men at least know the reality. They may live in delusion land, delulu land, but we know the reality. You feel me? So I think that's where the biggest issue is, because women, because even this single mom, right? Some of you guys may say, oh, she's a single mom, she's never going to get anyone. Men still want her. So the reason she might be 35 and it was Kevin Samuels who talked to her who took some sense into her for the first time. The reason some of you guys may be asking yourselves, how can she think being a single mom, she's going to get a rich man? It's because even in a situation, men still give her attention, whether it's just sexual attention, whether whatever type of attention, she still has men in her DMs. It could be the men who have nothing going on. It could be the pookies and rares. It could be the gangsters. It could be the hood guys. The fact is, even in a situation having, I think, 2 or 3 kids and 35 and being overweight, she still has men in her DMs, in her inbox. So what that does to her is make her think she has plenty of options. So that's why single moms believe they have more choices, they have more options than the average guy. And that's why they all think they deserve. They believe God has a special Prince Charming waiting for them. And that's something that always makes me laugh. All women believe God has a special Prince Charming for them. Like, imagine men walked around claiming God has a special woman for me. I mean, you're broke, you don't take a shower, you're not confident, you don't work out, you're not in shape, like, you know, you look crazy, and then you claim as a man that God has a woman waiting for you, or God has a man, rather God has a queen for you, God has a submissive feminine woman for you. Like, that would sound crazy. Are there some guys who probably do that? Maybe. But imagine the majority of men walked around with that kind of delusion. That would be crazy. But so many women walk around praying to God, believing in angels, that God is, for some reason, God has a storage of good husbands, good rich husbands. Let me add that. That's that's very key. Good rich husbands. God has a storage, a store. I don't know, maybe he probably is keeping them somewhere in the desert, hiding all their rich husbands, waiting for them. If you think I'm lying, find a woman who's single, who's looking for a good man. They all say they believe God has a special Prince Charming waiting for them. All of them believe that. That's crazy. And then I always ask myself, you are not in shape, you are aggressive, you're not nice to talk to, right? You're not kind, you don't cook or clean. So you're telling me God is preparing a good man for you, but you're not a good woman? Like, why would God do that to a good man? That doesn't make sense. Like, that would be the most cruel thing God would do, to get a good man, to put him in your life so you can mess him up. And we know women have messed up some good men, right? Maybe some men have messed up good women too, but we know for sure as men, either you or your friend or your brother, your uncle, or even your own father, you know a man who has been messed up by a good woman. Like, we know nice guys who turn into bad boys for a reason. Some of us are not naturally bad boys. Some of us just have to adapt the whole bad boy thing because we know that's what women like. They don't like the nice guys. Now, they may like you when they're 50 years old, but we know they don't like nice guys. So most guys who turn into bad boys are naturally nice guys, like naturally good, loyal men. But after some time of being a good guy and just being used around and, thrown around, men stop being nice guys. Not because they don't want to be nice, but because they see the bad boys in high school winning, the bad boys, the assholes. Women complain about the assholes, yet they have the nice guy in the friend zone. It's like, why are you complaining about the men you're dating being assholes, but you got five nice guys in the friend zone? You have the guy that you cry to when the bad boys break your heart. You call James to talk to him about, the bad boy breaking your heart. Why don't you give James a chance? He's a good guy. Like, no, he's just my friend. I don't see him like that. I don't want to mess up our friendship. So I'm just going to keep him in the friends. Yo, have you guys been in the friend zone before? Comment down below in the chat. Have you guys been in the friend zone before? Are some of you guys in the friend zone? Don't lie now. Don't lie. I know some of you guys are in the friend zone right now, and you're scared of getting out of the friend zone because if you shoot your shot, she's gonna shut you down. Some of you guys are in friend zones with beautiful women. You're scared if you speak up, they will kick you out of their life. Some guys would rather spend time with a beautiful woman as a friend rather than try to shoot their shot because they know the woman will say no. It's crazy. I've been in the friend zone before. It's not a good place to be because the moment you share your feelings, how you feel, you do, like, guys in the friend zone will do everything that the boyfriend doesn't do, and she still won't give him a chance. Like once you realize the truth, because there is no guy who knows the nature of women who's stuck in the friend zone. Like you have to believe in the whole what's that? What's that? Like you have to still believe in the love fantasy to still be stuck in the friend zone. You have to be stuck in the in the love fantasy. So if you still believe in love, if you still believe in the Disney fantasy, the Disney fairy tale, and you believe that you're looking for your soulmate, there's a soulmate out there for you, there's a high chance you're going to be stuck in the friend zone because you're going to meet a woman you really like, and then she's going to friend zone you, but because you believe in the soulmate, you're going to be there waiting. Oh my god, she seems like my soulmate. I'm just going to stay in the friend zone until she gives me a chance. Meanwhile, the woman who's friend zoning you is letting Boogie clap them cheeks every Saturday night while you take her out to buy her food. After you feed her, she comes to Boogie and Boogie claps the cheeks, right? What is FC saying? FC says, we have all experienced this, man. Facts, man. Facts. Most guys are in the friend zone, and sometimes you don't even know how to get out of the friend zone. FC says, the world is harsher on men than women. We make the world easier for women, and they are ungrateful for it. That's facts, but can you even blame them? You cannot blame them too much. Yeah, you can blame them to them to an extent, but you can't blame them too much because some of our friends, if a woman has been told she's beautiful, she's perfect, she has never done anything wrong her entire life until she's 35, she's gonna be like, "How are you telling me I'm wrong to think like this when my entire life men have been telling me I'm the most perfect person they ever met. Men are doing things for me." You feel me? That's why, like, when you guys, like, when you meet a woman and you suggest you take on a date and you're like, you know what, let's go get a drink. And she's like, I only go on dates with men who take me on dinner dates. And you're like, hey, listen, I didn't want to go spend money on food and then we don't like each other and things like that. She will just reject you and even maybe block your number. So when you meet such women who feel entitled to you taking them on dinner dates, that's because her entire life men have been doing that. So when you meet her, it's going to be very tough for her to change. So it's not nothing against you, right? It's just that many guys have made her used to the fact that when she goes to see a man, the man has to spend money, has to do all these things for her, has to bring her flowers. So here you are, you're the first guy who doesn't want to bring flowers. She's just going to reject you. Even if she likes you, she's going to be like, oh no, he doesn't like me. Why? Because the five guys before him brought me flowers, took me to an expensive restaurant, and things like that. So it's not because, oh, you're broke or things like that. No, it's because men before you were giving out all this crazy experience. All right. So FC says even in other communities as well, the aspect of waiting or wanting a bad boy doesn't help anyone. A bad boy isn't constructive any way possible. Yeah, that is true. But because men, we have egos, right? So as a nice guy, you're gonna be nice. So let's say you start being a nice guy. Oh, let's say you're naturally a good guy all the way from high school. As men, we are problem solvers. So you're a nice guy. Oh, you're a good guy, right? From high school days, things like that. But every time you try to talk to women, they reject you for the bad boys in school, for the bad boys in college. Even way after college, you still see women giving time and chances to bad boys. You are still being a good guy, like the way you were told, the way the movies taught you that, women love nice guys, women love good guys who bring flowers, who take her to expensive dinner dates and do all these things for her, call her every single night. So your entire life, you've been programmed to be a good guy. But as men, at some point, if being a good guy, being a nice guy doesn't yield results, right? it does not yield results. And then you see the likes of Future, the likes of Nick Cannon having 10, 15 baby mamas. And yet women complain about the men who make baby mamas, but the good guys who have stable jobs, even if they're not making that much amount of money, they can hardly make a woman pregnant or even take a woman on a date. Once you see the patterns as a man, you're going to try to problem solve, and you're going to be like, okay, why am I being overly a good guy and I didn't get anything in return? So some guys actually become bad boys late in life. Let's say from 30, 35, 40, especially so, a guy, for some reason, men become bad boys or develop bad boy tendencies when they're getting older, and that's when they're also making more money. But at the same time, women at that age, at 30, 35, and 40, right? Women are getting tired of the bad boys, trying to transition to the good guys they're used to reject in school and in high school and in college. So, but then the bad boys, the good guys they used to reject are turning into the bad boys because they've been rejected their entire life. And now they realize being a good guy doesn't work. So as women are calling for the good guys, where did all the good men go when she's 40 years old and two kids later? Right? Men are like, nope, I'm not gonna be a good guy anymore because it didn't get me anything. Just I was just used for free food dates. I was ghosted, heartbreak, rejected, friend zoned. I was a good guy for 15, 20 years of my life. Now that I'm 40 and have some money, I'm gonna be a bad boy too. But then the woman who's 40 that rejected him, she's now down with the bad boys. Now she's ready for the good guy. And then she's going to send the good guy a text message. Hey, James, it's been a while. How you doing? And then James is going to be like, I mean, okay, who's this? It's me. I don't know, Sarah. So James, now that James is a bad boy, realizes Sarah has two kids from two bad boys. Now James is not interested in the relationship. James is just gonna come, clap Sarah's cheeks, maybe even give a third baby, a third baby, and then James is gonna dip because now James is a bad boy. He doesn't want to be a stable dad anymore. He doesn't want to be a stable man anymore. So now two people are doing the opposites. Sarah is ready for a good guy, but James just turned into a bad boy. So now Sarah is tired of the streets, tired of having fun, but James is ready for the streets. So now, and James has more money. Now James is going to go crazy because he has realized being a good guy, nice guy didn't give him anything in return. You feel me? Is that true, guys? Am I saying am I speaking facts right now? Right? Right? Okay, hold on. Somebody is disagreeing. MTSNT says even the good guy messes up. Good boy, bad boy, we are men, bro. Just simply men. Yes, we are men, right? But if you have dated women and what women respond to, those are totally two different things. I'm a man, and so is Elon Musk. But if we lined up 10 women, who would they choose? And Elon Musk has like 12 baby mamas and 12 kids. I'm a man, he's a man. Which man would they rather have make a baby with? Would they rather make a baby with Boogie, who has no baby mamas, or would they rather make a baby with Elon Musk, who has billions of dollars and has multiple kids with multiple women? I'm a man, he's a man. So who would they pick? If you're gonna be honest, you're gonna say they would rather pick Elon Musk, who has billions and billions, but he's a man like me. So yeah, the whole good guy, bad boy comes from women. They set up the those things. Men just respond to women's want, to all how women pick, right? If tomorrow, if all women started picking men who have no jobs or who have no money completely, most men would give up working. If women woke up tomorrow and they said, we don't care about money anymore, we don't care about men who do gangster shit, we don't care about men who are in prison. If women woke up tomorrow and made those choices, men would respond, because men respond to what women say they want and what women pick. Because remember, what women say and what they do is completely different. So, yes, we are men, but women pick different types of men. Unfortunately, there are men who commit crime who have more babies with women than men who don't commit crime. There are men who are in prison who get love letters from women when a guy who has never committed a crime has never gotten a love letter from a woman. That's just the facts. So the whole good guy and bad boy is a real thing. I don't know what world you live in. I don't know how many women you've dated. I don't know, which women you talk to, but in the real life, women get to choose. Women get to dictate how men react. I'm telling you, if tomorrow women decided that, hey, listen, no sex till marriage, all women decided to do that, all of them, men would be okay with it. Men would respond by waiting till marriage. But the reason some guys don't want to wait till marriage is because they have seen women claim they want to wait till marriage. But yesterday, she just had a train run on her by some guys who didn't even take her to a dinner date. So when men see that, when a good guy sees that, she's like, she wants me to wait for 90 days. But yesterday, she just had a one night stand. But now today, she's now God fearing and she wants to be a born again virgin. Men are going to be like, I want to win too. Like, I want to be among the guys who don't have to wait for 90 days. You feel me? Because men respond to what women do. Before, men used to respond to what women say. But because men are problem solvers, they're going to watch the actions of women. So you're telling me you need a good guy, yet you have 3 babies with a guy who's in jail. How, Sway? How does that work? You're telling me you want a man who's respectful and who's a gentleman, right? But when I call you every single day, you get bored because I call you too much. And then you're with a guy who never calls you. So men put all these things together and they're like, no, this doesn't make sense. So men respond. Most of the things men do, we are reacting to what women want or what women say, to women's actions. Because we start by doing what women say they want, then we realize, but the actions don't match up, and then we start reacting to what they do. I'm not telling guys to be bad boys. Be a good guy for all you want. Maybe if God may find you, God may be keeping your queen somewhere. I don't know who only wants a good guy. But if there's a woman out there you believe wants a good guy, and we know there's more good guys than bad boys, she would have found a good guy before you. Unless you're saying that the woman God has for you is not born yet, then okay. But if you believe there are women out there, right? If you believe there are women out there who only want good guys, I'm not talking about when they're 45, because that means they were dealing with bad boys before when they're 25. If you believe there are women out there who are 30 plus, if you believe there's a woman out there who's 30 years plus, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and higher, if you believe there are women out there in that age range who only want to deal with good men, ask yourself this. There is more good men than bad men. Can you really tell me that woman has never come across a good guy in her entire life? If she really wants a good guy, and remember, the good guy doesn't have to be rich. He can make $50,000. He can make $45,000. A good guy to me is a man who respects people, respects himself, has a stable job. It doesn't have to be a 6-figure job. He respects, he doesn't commit crime. For me, that's it. That's a good guy. But remember, these days, a good guy to women is a guy who has money. So if you believe there's a woman out there who's 30 years plus, who only wants good guys, she has never dated a bad boy, she only wants to deal with good guys, and she's 30 plus, I have a bridge I have to sell it. The only women who want good men, who want good guys, are women who are not born yet, haven't experienced. Because I believe the only time a woman realizes she wants a good guy is after she has been dealing with bad boys for so long. So again, if you're out there hoping that a woman who's 30 years old and above, and she's out there, she wants a good guy like you, ask yourself these two questions. Is there a chance she has met good guys from the time she was 18 to the time she was 30 years? Most likely, yes. And then ask yourself a second question. How come she didn't choose one of those good guys if she really wants a good guy? So why didn't she choose those good guys, but she's going to choose you? And what makes you think she's going to stay with you? Because you're a good guy? I need some answers in the chat. Let's talk about it. And I'm even open to put the link down below if someone wants to come on the camera and we talk about it. I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but we got to speak the real, man. We got to speak the real. All right, so MTS says, true, I rest my case. MTS, I mean, I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but we got to speak facts, man. And then Emmanuel says, who entertains this though? Doesn't apply to people who use common sense. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean, Emmanuel. Comment down below. Let me know what you mean. All right, Smoke and Talk Podcast LLC. What's up, Smoke and Talk Podcast LLC? Baltimore in the building. Man, I've never been to Baltimore, but I want to go. Every time I think about Baltimore, I just think about the show The Wire. So one day I'm gonna have to go to Baltimore. Shout out to you, Smoke and Talk Podcast LLC. All right. Next video. I think my internet is better now. You guys ready for the next video? What's the next video about? I think the next video is about women who gaslight men. Right? Yes. Oh no, this video is about who teaches single moms to be wives. Yes. All right, give me 1 second. All right, ready? Let's go. Give me a second.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A driver?
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
How are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife? You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're going to go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're going to go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wise. In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers. Because they are single, they're single mother, and they like, I'm gonna teach you how to be strong. And my mama told me I don't need no man. And they have raised you to be a single woman.
That's terrible.
And go be educated, so you don't need to depend on no man and get you an education and go to college. They have groomed you to be a single mother. But if you want to be a wife, you have to learn how to be a wife from a wife, the same way you will learn how to cook from a chef. Then once you surround yourself with other wives, then you will know what's intrinsically important to a man. a lot of y'all women ain't even wives. And you married.
And they don't want to be wives. Because to them, being a wife is slavery. How dare I make a sandwich for my man who pays all the bills? Now, to be fair, if a man is not paying all the bills, if a woman has to work and pay 50-50, I'm sorry, bro, you're going to make your own sandwich. You're going to have to make your own sandwich. If we're going to be fair, right? But the biggest problem men have these days when it comes to marriage is men are quickly finding out that most women don't want to be wives. Now they want the wedding. They want the big wedding to put on social media, to stand on their own single friends, but also because they know if a man commits to marriage, he's literally committing himself to provide and protect for the rest of his life. Other than that, if there's a divorce, they know the consequences. I can guarantee you, most women know about divorce, know what happens after divorce, more than most men. That's why if you had two choices, if a woman had two choices, guys, stay with me here. If a woman had two choices, one guy understands divorce court, understands family court, understands the child support system, understands the consequences of divorce to a man, and then there's another guy understands the prenups, and then there's another guy who doesn't know about prenups, who doesn't know what men go through during divorce, who doesn't know the consequences of child support and family court. He's like ignorant about all those things. If a woman had those two choices from a man, he would rather go with a man she would rather go with marry a man who is ignorant about those things. Because she knows if she picks a man who is knowledgeable about everything divorce and family court, it would be very hard for her to manipulate and use him, because he's probably going to ask her to sign a prenup. He's probably going to go to a state that, doesn't award alimony. That means he's going to put steps to protect himself in case of a divorce. So women would rather marry a man who has no knowledge about divorce, who doesn't know anything about prenups, who believes in real love, the Disney fantasy type of love. Women would rather be with that type of guy. Because if you know so much about divorce and prenups and child support and family court, then you're going to protect yourself. Then she just can't take your house after divorce. Then she just can't make you, sign your marriage certificate in a state that awards alimony. Because some states don't do alimony. At least I think recently, Florida, I think they removed lifetime alimony. So lifetime alimony is where after a divorce, a man is forced to pay a woman money every month, his ex-wife every month, until she remarries for the rest of her life. But we know most women don't remarry because they want the checks to keep coming, right? But some states, I think, don't do alimony, to the best of my knowledge. I'm not sure, but I think some states don't. So again, most women would rather get married to a man who doesn't know anything about those things. Because if you do know about divorce and things like that, then you can protect yourself. And they would rather you're not protected, because then they have more leverage on you. Let me play the video again. Most women don't want to be wives. They just want the wedding. And then nobody teaches them how to be wives. Because if they grew up in a single mother household, they didn't see marriage. They didn't see their mother respecting a man. How are they ever going to respect a man? But one thing they know, one thing single moms teach their daughters is to always find a man with money. In fact, even if the single moms are not married, but they're raising a daughter, they will tell the woman to get married as long as the man is willing to pay everything. As long as the man is rich, they tell her, just go, just in case you can always divorce him.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
How are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife? You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're gonna go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're gonna go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wives. In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers because they're single mother, and they like, I'm gonna teach you how to be strong, and my mama told me I don't need no man, and they have raised you to be a single woman.
That's terrible.
And go be educated, so you don't need to depend on no man, and get you an education and go to college. They have groomed you to be a single mother. But if you want to be a wife, where you will learn how to cook from a chef. Then once you surround yourself with other wives, then you will know what's intrinsically important to a man. A lot of y'all women ain't even wives. And you married.
Yeah, they're married because they're providers. You know, I don't care if a woman was never taught to be a wife, but no woman is passing on a chance to marry a man who's willing to provide and pay all her bills. No woman. I can bet everything on it. No woman is going to pass on a chance to marry a man who's willing to provide everything. Because best believe, if a woman gets married, she's going to make sure she confirms you a provider. Before she allows to marry you, she's going to make sure you actually have security, because she doesn't want to get married to you, move in with you in the same house, same apartment, and then you're struggling to pay bills. So every woman is going to make sure she's getting married to a man who can provide. Right? All right, next up, we're going to play a video about marriage and prenups. All right. These, some of you have seen this divorce lawyer. I think his name is Saxton, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be talking about why, I guess, some women hate marriage. No. Some women hate prenups, or why people hate prenups, but I think it was. Guys, my internet is so bad today, all right? So I'm going to just do one more clip and then I'm going to log off. My internet is so bad today. It's unbelievable. All right, ready? Let's go. This is going to be bad, but nothing to do. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, let's go.
I've said before, every single marriage ends. It ends in death or divorce. The majority of them end in divorce. Why wouldn't you allow me to have a table that just says, if you'd like to have a prenup, here, I'm not even trying to sell a prenup on you. You like, you're getting engaged, you need a prenup. It's just, have you talked about a prenup? They would not even let me in the room because it shatters the illusion. It's reality. They don't like reality. They don't see reality as what it is, which I think, by the way, is quite romantic. I think there's something very nice about talking to your partner about, you know what I'm afraid of? Losing you. I don't want to lose you to death, even though I know someday I have to. But I don't want to lose you to divorce either. But man, almost 60% of marriages end in divorce. And if we got divorced, like, what would we be? Like, I hope we wouldn't hate each other. Like, I hope I'd still love you and care about you, or I'd still want you to be well. Even if you left me, I wouldn't hate you. Like, I don't have one ex-girlfriend that I go, man, I hate that person. Like, I wish all of them joy. I hope they're all happy. Like, our chapter together ended, but I wish all of them joy. I think people would prefer to look at the bright side of things and to be optimistic. And I am not suggesting, like, I don't believe in fairy tales. I'm a realist. That doesn't mean I get up every day just thinking about nothing but death and divorce. Life is beautiful and life's meant to be lived. I'm not going to sit at a wedding and be like, how many percentage of this people are going to get divorced? I don't view it that way. I think it's wonderful, but be realistic about things. Like, I don't want to get ill, but I have a physical every year. I go to the doctor every year. Like, I like to know what's going on. I like to be a realist. I don't plan on crashing my car, but I like knowing that I have a seatbelt and an airbag. If you told me, by the way, Jim, your seatbelt and your airbag aren't working, I would drive very, very, very carefully, right? So I think it's the same thing. Like, just, we can't have an honest conversation and be optimistic.
All right. I hope you guys were able to watch that. My internet is crap today. My internet is trash. Yeah, but I think if it was up to women, they would rather not sign a prenup, because majority of women know. First of all, majority of women are just only going to marry men who usually make more or at least the same amount of money. And if it's the same amount of money, usually men don't bring up the prenup, because most men don't project that at some point they're going to make lots of money where, it would be very detrimental for them to not sign the prenup. Most men don't like to look further ahead because they're in love at the time of the marriage, right? But if it was up to women, they wouldn't sign prenups. In fact, majority of women who consider prenups or who don't mind prenups are the women who are marrying men who make less money than them. When a woman makes more money than a man, for some reason they want prenups. For some reason they're not even scared about talking prenups. But when a man makes more money than her, now she's gonna like, oh, you don't love me? Why do you think I just want you for your money? But when she's the one who makes more money, oh, now she doesn't care about love. Now she cares about, because some women have seen how men have taken assets of rich women. We're talking Mary J. Blige. We're talking, I don't know if it happened to Adele, but I think it happened to Kelly Clarkson. We have seen, what's that actress? The one in X-Men. I forget her name. I think she's a Black woman. I forget her name, but I think she has to pay her ex-husband's child support and alimony. Halle Berry. Yeah, Harry Berry. Yes. So women it's not so many women who have to pay alimony and child support, but women know when it happens to a rich woman after a divorce. So women who make more money than a man, they are the first ones to bring up a prenup. But when a man brings up a prenup, because a woman makes less money, she's going to try to gaslight you and talk about, oh, you don't believe in love? Why are you thinking about divorce? You think I just want you for your money? I'm like, okay, if you don't want me just for my money, just sign right here. Just sign right here. You're saying, it simply says, if in case of a divorce, you go the way you came, I go the way I came. Obviously, I'll help with child support in case we have kids, but most women don't like to sign prenups because they know they would rather you don't protect yourself. They would rather you believe in happily ever after. But the same woman will divorce you and say that, you know what, I wasn't happy. I'm not happy. Because for them, their happiness is really based on how they feel. Today, she may be in love with you, and then tomorrow, she may even just have a dream that you cheated, and then tomorrow she wants a divorce. And then you're going to be regretting why you didn't make her sign a prenup. And sometimes what women claim these days, oh, men who want a prenup, but you don't even make $1 million. They like to say, why are broke men worried about a prenup? But that's the thing. As a man, you never know what your business is going to make in 10 years. Your business might become a multi-million-dollar business. Maybe it makes only $10,000 right now, but you never know, right? So as a man, if you don't sign a prenup, you are really just saying and assuming that the money you make when you're getting married is going to be the same money you make 20, 25 years from now. But if you're a man who's ambitious and you believe you're going to be making more money after your marriage, why wouldn't you sign a prenup? And some guys obviously are scared to bring up the prenup talk because they are afraid the woman is going to reject them. The woman is going to break up with them. Oh my God, if I talk about a prenup, she's going to leave me. Oh my God, if I talk about a prenup, she's going to think that I think she's a gold digger. So what? If she thinks that you think she's a gold digger, then maybe she is, if she's going to react that way. And women know how to gaslight some men, because some guys bring up the prenup only because they've heard people talk about it, but they've never taken time to actually do some research for themselves. And then some guys bring prenups like a few days to the wedding, and then the woman signs it. And then after the divorce, the woman would just say, I signed under duress because he didn't give me enough time, because most guys are scared. So what guys do, they bring prenups to women to sign a few days before the marriage, before the wedding. And most judges, obviously, are gonna side with a woman saying the guy didn't give her enough time in that case, because guys are scared. They're like, if I bring up the prenup 2 months prior to the wedding day, she's gonna leave me, and I don't want to lose the love of my life. So you guys have heard of the statement that women are in business, men are in love, from CGA, if you guys know who CGA is. And it's true. Women are always in business. Men are always in love and Disney fantasy and things like that. But at the end of the day, men have to wake up. And you have guys like him, the divorce lawyer, trying to wake men up. Because he sounds like he's in the middle, but at the end of the day, because we know majority of women want to marry men who make more money and men who are willing to pay, you know, 100%, 80, maybe 70% of the bills. Because I can guarantee you guys, once you get married to a woman, even if you guys make the same money, even if she still works, she's going to expect you, the man, to pay majority of the bills, if not all the bills. Like if a big financial thing happens, she's going to expect you to go into your savings account, not her own savings account, even if she works. Most women would rather work and save their money as the man works and spends his own money. So majority of women don't want to get married because they can't find men who make more money than them, or men who are willing to pay all the bills. So when you hear women talking about, oh, I don't want to get married or things like that, it's number one, in my opinion, number one, they haven't found a man who really makes that kind of money that they're willing to get married, a man who will pay all their bills and pay for all their vacation trips. So rather than marry an average guy, most women are like, no, I don't care about marriage. Until Elon Musk comes around, now she wants to get married. Go figure, right? And then other women who don't want to get married are women who know that if they get married to a man who's willing to pay all the bills, they're gonna have to stay home, and they don't want to stay home. They want to be in the streets with their single friends. So I believe those are only two reasons why most women don't want to get married. But the divorce lawyer is telling men, you better tell her to sign a prenup. Some guys are scared, but some guys need to wake up. Otherwise, just because you don't make enough money right now, who knows, in 10, 15 years, you might be a multi-millionaire. And now she's divorcing and she's taking half. And then you're crying on the internet. But what do you guys think about that? My internet is so bad, guys. So don't forget to like the video. I'm going to end the stream here. So I'll be back maybe tomorrow or maybe next weekend, but definitely throughout the week. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. Till next time, peace.